Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back for what is the final part of Christine and David's wedding. I'm going to start off by saying I'm going to try to give you what I already gave you because I recorded this and for some odd reason, it's not uploading. So, first I made the mistake of doing it in slow-mo, and then I fixed it, but it still keeps saying error deleting. It won't upload. So, I'm going to try to give you the same energy that I had in the first video. I doubt I'll be as funny because I had a lot of good ones in the first one, but what can we do except go with the flow? So, what did you guys think about the wedding? I thought that it was good. I didn't cry like I thought I would. Like I got a little, close to it, but I felt a lot more emotion last episode, but we'll get into it. What did you all wear? I tried not to upstage the bride in my white, but as you can see, I'm wearing it. I mean, I'm sorry, Christine. I didn't mean to outshine you, but here I am. Let's go ahead and begin. So it's wedding day. Christine has revealed her dress. She's excited and she kicks everybody out so that she can put it on without all the cameras around. We see David, who is also excited. They reveal Christine getting zipped up by all of the girls, and her dress and Christine look beautiful. It is beautiful. I will say that much. The view, oh, breathtaking. I love nature. Now, don't get me wrong. I only like to be out in it in certain times of the day, but the scenery, the view, it didn't look like it was too hot. I didn't see a bunch of people perspiring. Looked like they had a good time. I could do that. That looked like it was very calming, very relaxing. So we see Katie and Reagan, who we find out are David's daughters, and they're walking him down the aisle. You see all the grandkids walking down with their little floral crowns, and you see the grandparents and the moms, and that it just gives you the feels of like, okay, this is going to be a nice day. We then have Peyton and Christine, and they step out, and you see David just taking it all in as she comes out. He said seeing her walk down the aisle felt like, there she is. There's my goddess. There's my queen. There's my unicorn. And he felt an instant calm once he saw her. Now, I will be honest. I thought that he was going to cry. He turned very red, but he didn't cry. He says that what they have, the connection that they have, is just magic and it's very unexplainable. Peyton, as he proceeds to walk her down the aisle before they get to Rex, Christine's father, you hear Peyton say, he's a good man. He's a good man. And Christine is just full. What woman does not want to hear that from her child? So Christine is handed off to her dad. You see them hug. You see him tell her that she looks beautiful, that he is wonderful, that they really love each other, and he's happy. As they're embracing, Janelle says that she gets a little teary-eyed seeing that because she knows what an advocate Rex has been for the polygamous marriage. And she knows that him being there and supporting her, despite the fact that he may not agree with the fact that she's left polygamy and that she's chosen something different, shows how much that he cares about her and he loves her. And I'm sitting there like, okay, that's a given. That's because unlike Cody, Rex is showing unconditional love. My pastor says something today that made me kind of think about this situation here. And he said something along the lines of, a lot of people think that they have unconditional love in relationships, but what they have is preconditioned love. So in the beginning, you see this person, you love all these different things about them, but you never really know everything about that person. Every day you find out something else. Maybe as the years go on, things of that nature. Where it becomes as to be unconditional is when you meet the person, and despite the highs, despite the lows, the good, the bad, the times where you may not be the easiest person to get along with, the evolution, the grief, you're still there and you still care and you still love that person. And I feel like that is something that had been lacking in all of these sister wives marriages. Cody's love, and I said it before, was very much so conditional. He had all types of restraints and demands and conditions. And it seems like Christine is finally with someone who is loving for her for all that comes with her, the naiveness, the overly excited parts of her, the parts of her that's like where, you know, some people want a calmer version. He just loves her for her. You see David, as she approaches, hugs her and says, "You're beautiful, you're gorgeous." And he's up in his face like he's about to lean in for a kiss. And Christina's like, "No, no, no, you can't kiss me yet. You can't kiss me yet. It's cute." His son-in-law, I believe his name is Caleb. If I'm wrong, sorry. I know it's something with a C. No, is it Corbin? Oh, I'm butchering his name. His son-in-law. I don't remember, y'all. Cracks a joke about his height. I didn't find it that funny at the time, but they chuckled about it. His son-in-law says many things, but one of the things that stood out to me was the fact that he said, David Woolley is someone that you hear about before you even have been blessed in meeting him. And that speaks volumes to his kind nature and the type of person that David is. He goes on to say, he is the guy that would wake up early in the morning, plow a single mother's driveway before he went to work. Or he's the guy that, despite losing his wife and raising 8 children by himself, would work long days, come home, instead of eating, go to his neighbor's home to help reconstruct their home for their neighbor to have wheelchair accessibility because that neighbor became paralyzed from the waist down. Now, that part of what he was saying did make me a little sappy because I'm like, this is what it's all about. Love goes such a long way, and so does kindness. And it seems like, even though we may feel whatever way we may feel about Christine, that she has found her person, someone who can match what she brings to a relationship. So his son-in-law continues to say, no one is better for David than our queen, Christine. He says she's a loving and she's a caring mom. And he says other things as well. And this is all coming from someone who at this point has only known Christine personally for a little over a year. They seem to have said all these kind things about her in this short period of time that we didn't even hear from some of the previous adults that she had been with for over 20 plus years. That is insane to me. He says their love is pure and there's a light that they show. And one of the things that he wants to kind of challenge every guest that is there for the wedding to do is to show that light and to kind of live in the light. He said a lot, but that's the gist of it. They do their vows. Truly comes up, brings the rings, tells her mom, "You deserve the best, mother." I do believe that all of the children are genuinely happy for their mother, and it's nice to see. We see Truly embrace her mother, hug her, and then we see her embrace David. And Christine said that she's seen Truly hug him before, but she knew just how much it meant for Truly to not just hug her, but to hug David in front of all those people, over 300 people. It showed that she's accepted David and that she truly does love him. The soulmates then kiss each other. There's tongue involved. Christine leaned, like she dived in there. And David does a leg pop, like it's a cute little thing, little leg pop. Normally you see the girls do it. He said he just wanted to do something a little different. Christine was in such a rush to get out there and keep kissing her man that she didn't even grab her flowers. He said that he really found Christine to look beautiful and her dress to be hot. We see a little some butt pats and some hugs and a different level of affection that we haven't seen from Christine, but we knew that Christine always wanted. We then pan back to Cody and Robin with these stupid trees. Why exactly they're cutting down these trees and why we're being forced to see them when this is supposed to be a special about Christine and David. I do not know. To me, this just further proves that TLC's production team is going to do whatever they can to secure a check for Robin and Cody, because there really was no purpose in them being there and us seeing this. They could have said everything they needed to say last episode. So Cody says that this wedding is none of his business at this point. Christine doesn't need his permission. His only concern would be for his children and how they are treated within that relationship. So we're supposed to believe that this man who admitted to us on the tell-all, and then again in this episode, who only spoke to David one time for less than 15 minutes and had Robin predominantly moving that conversation, we're supposed to believe that he cares whether or not this man, David Woolley, is treating his children right. He did not check to even make sure his children were being treated right. So does he really, really care about his children? You are talking about you just want to make sure he's treating them right when Cody isn't even treating them right. Cody hasn't called some of them. Cody has cut some of them off, all because they did not agree with that bird. And you over here sitting here trying to act like you have the wherewithal to sit here and really get to know David and find out if he's good enough to be around your children, when, in my opinion, Cody isn't good enough to be around his children. He says they're all old enough and they'll be fine. I don't think that they're all old enough. I think that Truly is still young and Truly should be protected, and her father should be more involved. But he does the bare minimum. So, of course, he thinks a 15-minute conversation suffices for him checking in on things. He met David once. He doesn't know anything. And I don't feel like he tried to know more. If Cody were to approach Christine and David and say, if you don't mind, I'd like for us to sit down, kind of have a little conversation to, just to make sure everything's okay, I think that David would have been more than willing. Now, Christine may have been a little hesitant, but I think that David would have been more than willing to do that, because he just seems like the type of man who understands the importance of fatherhood, as evident by how hands-on he is with not only his children, but Christine's as well. And as he's talking, you see the bird sitting there ready to cut him off because she's just waiting for him to say something that he's not supposed to say. He says, Cody does, that he's happy for them and he wishes them all the happiness that life can give. It's hard for it to not be in his mind but about what's going on when they had 25 years together. So now all of a sudden he cares about the 25 years supposedly. Yeah, right. He says, I'm going to just keep talking until these cameras leave. We then see Robin proceed to take off her gloves. She says, here, give me a kiss. This was one of the most awkward kisses that I've seen for a married couple, number one, let alone a married couple that's been together for over 10 years. So she goes to him and she goes, Her eye is open, looking at the camera. She's fanning the camera away. Cody's eyes are squinted like this, and he's like, and she's, really? So the camera needed to go away for that oh so passionate kiss. Oh my goodness. Now, we saw a lot of kissing here. I don't know if she was in competition, if she thought that that was supposed to do something. It just made me cringe. Now, Christine's was worse later on, because that whole cake putting in the mouth thing. Anyways, we'll get to that. Yeah. We have Robin then in confessional saying that it's been really difficult with this whole divorce thing, made her take a step back and wonder if plural marriage really works. Yeah, right. Then we get back to what we're here for, which is the wedding. We see Christine take pictures with her kids and family. Caleb, Maddie, and Hunter are all in the confessional, and they mention how much they've enjoyed getting to know David's kids and how they're all intermingling with them so easily, to the point where they're talking to them about what they're going to do after the wedding, like if they're going to plan to go somewhere, hang out, whatever, if they're going to move to North Carolina. Like, it's just that easy of a flow with them. It's nice to see. Aspen says that she does not think that polygamy is good for everyone. Isabel says her parents, despite having a divorce, did at one point have a beautiful life, but she doesn't want polygamy for herself. She says despite loving to grow up with so many siblings, she wouldn't want that for her kids, which I think is interesting. You loved it for yourself, but you don't want it for your kids. There's something with that. Gabe and Savannah say that plural marriage is good for people who desire it, believe it, and want it. And I agree. And I think that part of the problem is that Cody didn't desire it for the right reasons. Cody did plural marriage as a way to try to get closer to his father, and it backfired, and he was stuck with these women that he didn't really want once the love of his life came along. I stand with Gabe on, if you want it, it's good for you. I'm not here to judge anyone. Love is love, all of that good stuff. But when you get to the dynamic we see now, which is a lot of dysfunction, and you're on television, that's when you're going to hear about it. So, McKelty says her opinion about plural marriage has shifted since Las Vegas. David has given her mom everything that she's ever wanted, and that their love seems a lot easier and more perfect now, and she feels like polygamy is just a terrible idea. She doesn't feel like her parents got what they needed out of their marriages, and she knows what her moms and dads deserve. McKelty is going to continue to advocate for her dad and some of her moms because McKelty is very aware of what she's saying. I don't understand how McKelty is so concerned about how her mother's felt about polygamy when at this point she doesn't care about Mary. She doesn't even acknowledge her. Christine is probably the only one that was unhappy for the longest time because Janelle wasn't, according to Janelle. Robin the bird don't matter because she's always had Cody. So what exactly are you talking about? Who was really unhappy other than your mother and Mary, who you don't acknowledge? I didn't understand why she felt the need to say that and how her dad deserves better. Her dad deserves exactly what he got, which is that broke down bird who's going to keep being a vulture and take it from him until he has nothing left. Janelle is then crying as they take different pictures. Mary, who is not there, says that she is so happy for Christine and she anticipates that one day she'll be able to find love as well. And I just feel like at this point, all of the ladies deserve it. They all deserve to have love. Janelle says, I see them sitting on the porch with their rocking chairs, watching their grandkids and their kids. And when she said it, I started laughing because I was like, okay, Janelle, that sounds a lot like what Robin told us she sees, but you just forgot the part where you say the sister wives. Was that a slight dig? Y'all tell me what you think. Janelle says, David accepted Christine and her children from day one, but he also accepted Janelle and her kids from day one. And at this point, David is so open to the family that he is even willing to accept the other children that didn't even come to the wedding, which makes me feel like he's talking more so about Robin's children. We didn't see like a lot of confessionals from all the other kids, but we know that Leon was there and we know that Garrison was there. Like a lot of the other children were there. I'm guessing that some of them just chose not to want to film in that moment. My favorite then comes up to David. David says, thank you for being here. And then my favorite, Hunter, says, it couldn't have been anyone better. You have to keep into context the relationship that Hunter and Christine have had over the years. They've always been close. At one point, Janelle even said that she owed part of Hunter being able to come out of his depression to Christine because he was able to talk to Christine in a way about things that he could not talk to Janelle about. So hearing him say that it couldn't have been anyone better really carries a lot of weight. I say this all the time. Hunter is my favorite. Hunter went through a lot as a kid, and that move to Vegas really, really was hard on him. So to see how he's excelled and thrived and just become this really dope individual, it just makes you see that you can go beyond your circumstances. And I love that kid. Like I've never met Hunter a day in my life, but I probably would fan out if if I saw Hunter, I would fan out because I really like that kid. It's something about him that just, it just, yeah. Anyways, so it makes me happy seeing that whole dynamic. He says, "You're the man, but I'm not going to call you dad." And he walks away and just says jokes, and they laugh. He comes back and says, "I love you guys." Aspen then gets on the mic. McKelty, of course, because McKelty has to make the moment about her, says something. Janelle tells us that they're close, but they throw jabs. Aspen says that comment right there is why I have the mic and why I'm speaking and why you're not. Everybody says ooh, and they laugh. Aspen says, "I'm happy for you, Mom, and I'm happy for you, David, but most of all, I'm happy for myself because with this marriage, I've gained such a large family. Like, it's a much larger family." And that just shows how much these kids really did value family and how much they love being around one another. Aspen says one of the things she loves most about David is how David loves her mother as she is and just wants her to be herself. These kids witnessed a lot of their father coming down on her mom for not being a certain way. And now she's with a man who embraces the good, the bad, the ugly, the flaws, it all. We then have Katie, who is David's oldest daughter. She gets on the microphone and says she's the reason why David and Christine are together because she manifested it. Apparently, Katie knew a little bit about Christine, was yelling when she found out that Christine was single, encouraged her dad to create a dating profile. And when he saw the picture, it was Katie that he showed it to, and Katie who encouraged him to try and find out whether or not it was a catfish. We then see his mom, Evelyn, come up on the microphone. She says something sweet. She loves Christine to the point now where Christine is even being called daughter by her. And he's like, "So she calls you daughter, but she still calls me David." Christine's mom then comes up, says a lot of other beautiful things. That too is a nice moment. We then see Christine taking more pictures, tonguing her man down some more. You hear Janelle in the background saying that their level of affection is healing to a wound that Cody inflicted. He really had Christine feeling like she wasn't good enough. We go back to Janelle saying that Cody wasn't attracted to her. He felt that Christine was gross and he had to work hard to be with her. What an a-hole for saying something like that to someone that he'd been with for almost 30 years. And I just find it odd that now all of a sudden Janelle has a conscience about this whole thing and how she never said it before, but now she waits until after she's separated to just tell us all these things that Cody used to say. Now, she told us that Cody used to say things here and there, but not to this degree. She seems a lot more vocal, and I don't know if that's because Janelle is really, really out of it, because as I've told you all before, I think that Janelle still has one foot in, one foot out. I'm keeping an eye on her. Because Cody told Janelle a lot, and it just comes out in different layers, some of the things that she was told. So she says what he said about Christine and to Christine, it wasn't true and it was or cool. He shouldn't have did it. Now she says that she loves where Christine is at because she can tell that Christine feels loved, she feels seen, and she feels attractive, and she's getting that happy ending that she always wanted. Mary agrees that she deserves it, especially after all the things that have come out more recently that has been said by Cody. Christine and David walk in to have their first dance, and for some reason we're seeing Bald Eagle again. He says Christine put a lot of emotional energy into finding a soulmate. She did something magical that drew her to that. He thinks that they may be a match made in heaven. I said, mother, shut your mouth. Who is Cody's new publicist? Who? Because they are working wonders, you guys. Now, I don't really care for the whole little sides thing and all that other stuff going on right here. But I mean, who am I to judge? I don't quite understand what's going on. I saw a recent picture of Cody and he had hair here, a whole patch missing here. But he looks good in this confessional. He looks sane. And he's actually being complimentary towards Christine. So I want to know, whoever this new publicist is, because for 0.05 seconds, I believed Cody. For 0.05 seconds, I want to know how he got to this point, because a couple months ago he was not here, because I believe they filmed like fall of 2003, shortly before the whole wedding, because Christine, So how do we get to this point here now? Kind of crazy. They worked wonders. This is day and night. Then we get back to, the party. We see them dancing and doing a slow dance. And despite David's original nerves, he says that he is laughing and he's smiling and he's looking into Christine's eyes and he's able to focus and not be so nervous. And they do look happy, and the dance was cute. They did a good job. It was a lot of spinning and side, spinning and side. We then hear for the first time David and Christine woolly as they walk off the floor and tell each other they love each other. Christine did say in an interview that she is officially changing her last name to Woolley, but she's gonna still have Brown on her pages on the internet and stuff like that. And I just feel like, just separate from him completely. Do not have your name associated with his, because it still gives him a little bit of I wouldn't want to have Brown nowhere near nothing of mine, even though that's her daughter's names. I wouldn't want that as a part of my identity any longer, especially given all the things that he's done and said at this point. We then see David and his mom do a mother-son dance. There's supposed to be a father-daughter dance, but Christine's father can't dance. So David had suggested to Christine to instead have her daughters take turns dancing. We see her and Isabel dance. And I think that the fact that he suggested that, knowing that Christine wasn't going to be able to have that moment, just shows how he thinks about the little things. And the little things do matter. We then see all the daughters dancing. Hunter says Christine is just so fun, because you see her pulling all the different ladies out of the audience. And he was like, Christine has always been fun. She has this positive feedback thing that just says, okay, we're going to have fun, and you're going to have fun, and you're going to have fun, and you're going to have fun, so that everybody's having fun. Gabe says he's never seen Christine this happy with his father, that they did try. It's not a slight to his father. They really did love each other, but it's just different. I don't think that Cody was ever in love with Christine. I feel like he tolerated her and he loved her to whatever his capacity was. And when the bird came along, things just changed. Everyone is dancing. We get back to Cody saying that he really is missing the Brown family mash pit because it was fun. The bird says that her and Cody need to have dance lessons because she's the pole and he just dances around her. And we all know. We all know how Cody dances. I'm trying to do it. Do your craziest dance. That's Cody. I can't believe I probably shouldn't have did that, but whatever. So the family and the guests do a flash mob for them. Christine's really excited about it. She says it's a dream come true. David said it was awesome. We then see them cut the cake and they fed it to each other. And I was like, okay, great. That's it. But no, Christine had to take it a step further, and Christine had to break off another piece of another cake, put it in his mouth, didn't even let him finish chewing it, and proceeded to kiss him. And I felt myself gag a little bit, because this is not the baby bird situation where we're going to feed him the food. Let me get off that. As they're kissing, because they're tonguing each other down, and Christine got her hands doing all like, it's a lot going on over there. And they do need a room, and McKelty says it. For once, I agree with McKelty. And Christine says, oh, she said, no, McKelty says, save that for tonight. And Christine is like, oh, we are. Okay. Everyone is dancing. We see the glow sticks and all that stuff. They get a chair for David's friend Jared, and he's going to do a special dance for David. Christine says that she heard this big guy running. She saw him running, and she heard him say, Daddy, and jump and have his legs wrapped around him. It is Jared. She's heard so much about Jared. David says that it's not his son, but it was a young man from the neighborhood. Thought we made it out of the wedding unscathed. I thought the whole kiss with the cake was enough, but apparently we had to witness this lap dance that Christine did for David. She's blaming it on Jared because Jared was doing all like this and going around David and whatever. So Christine decided that she was going to try to top him. So she straddles him face to face. She grinds on him. Meanwhile, Janelle and all her kids are right behind them. You see some of them like, yeah. You see some of them like, and Christine said at that point, she didn't care. She was beat red, but she did not care. She was having a good time. Corbin, the son, that's his name, Corbin. Corbin, the son-in-law, says that it's hard to believe that at one point Christine was so religious because that is not what they witnessed on this dance floor. Janelle and her kids felt like it was weird, but they are happy for her and they felt like it's great that she's so happy. Gabe said that everything about that day felt wholesome and it felt like they had their family back together and they haven't had this in a long time. Hunter said that they all had a good time and it was so good seeing Christine having a good time that she finally got her fairy tale wedding that she always wanted, and you can just see the love and all the different people who are there to support them. David says the whole weekend was magical, and Christine says it was a dream come true. She had no idea they'd be surrounded by so much love. She's overwhelmed with happiness, and she said that this is just right. He said that they have a connection that he's been waiting for a very long time. He waited too many years, and it's just awesome to have her. She said she shared too many years, and it's just awesome to have him. And he says overall he is a lucky person. And that is the end, you guys. We are done with season 18. Despite being done with this, I still am filming for some of the rewatches. I'm currently in season 8. I normally put that out every other day. I also am currently reading Love times 3. This is about the polygamous family, the Dargers, that we saw on season 5 and I think like season 16 or 17. They came again, and last time I looked, they are still together. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch that, if you have an idea of something that you want to see, put it down in the comment section, because we have reached 1,000 subscribers and we're still going. I'm not going to stop here. I know that a good amount of my audience is sister wives, but continue to support me if you don't mind. Put your suggestions down. If it's something that I already watch, or, you know, maybe I don't watch it and a lot of you like it, thumbs it up and I'll give it a try to see what it's like, because we're just going up from here. Thank you all so much for sticking it out with me this season. I've enjoyed gaining, you know, the different various perspectives and gaining additional family members to my channel, and I just really appreciate you for your time. Hopefully this one recorded right and it will let me upload. Please like the video if you have not done so already. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's all love over here. Until next time.